The cry of the 24th Aethyr, which is called NIA. An angel comes forth into the stone like a warrior clad in chain armor. Upon his head are plumes of gray, spread out like a fan of a peacock. About his feet is a great army of scorpions and dogs, lions, elephants, and many other wild beasts. He stretches forth his arms to heaven and cries, and the crackling of the lightning, and the rolling of the thunder, and the clashing of the swords, and in the hurling of the arrows, be thy name exalted. Streams of fire come out of the heavens, a pale, brilliant blue like plume, and they gather themselves and settle upon his lips. His lips are redder than roses, and the blue plume gather themselves into a blue rose, and from beneath the petals of the rose comes brightly colored hummingbirds, and dew falls from the rose, and honey-colored dew, and I stand in the shower of it, and a voice proceeds from the roses. Come away, our chariot is drawn by doves, of mother of pearl, and of ivory is our chariot, and the reins thereof are the heartstrings of men. Every moment that we fly shall come an aeon, and every place on which we rest shall be a young universe rejoicing in its strength. The meadows thereof shall be covered with flowers. There shall we rest but a night, and in the morning we shall flee away comforted. Now to myself I had imagined the chariot of which the voice spoke, and I looked to see who was with me in the chariot. It was an angel of golden hair and of golden skin, whose eyes were bluer than the seas, whose mouth was redder than the fire, whose breath was ambrosia air. Finer than the spider's web were her robes, and there were of the 7 colors. All this I saw, and then the hidden voice went on low and sweet. Come away, the price of the journey is little, though its name be death. Thou shalt die to all that thou fearest and hopest, and hatest and lovest, and thinkest and art. Yea, thou shalt die, even as thou must die. For all that thou hast not. All that thou art, thou art not. NIA kuva anale leaje amel pereje nonuke fa adare perhete perigiri alade ni sa ale pe ulzoreria uayan. And I said, Odo ki kalekia on. Why art thou hidden from me, who I hear? And the voice answered and said unto me, Hearing is of the Spirit alone. Thou art a partaker of the 5-fold mystery. Thou must roll up the 10 divine ones like a scroll, and fashion therefrom a star. Yet must thou blot out the star in the heart of Hadit. For the blood of my heart is like a warm bath of myrrh and ambergris. Bathe thyself therein. The blood of my heart is all gathered upon my lips. If I kiss thee, burns in my fingertips. If I caress thee, burns in my womb, when thou art caught up in my bed. Mighty are the stars, mighty is the sun, mighty is the moon, mighty is the voice of the ever-living one, and the echoes of his whisper are the thunders of the dissolution of the worlds. By my silence is mightier than they. close up the worlds like unto a wary house. Close up the book of the recorder, and let the veil swallow up the shrine. For I am arisen, O my fair one, and there is no more need of all of these things. If once I put thee apart from me, it was the joy of play. Is not the ebb and the flow of the tide a music of the sea? Come, let us mount onto Nuit, our mother, and be lost. Let us be emptied in the infinite abyss. For by me not only shalt thou mount, thou hast none other wings than mine. All this while the rose had been shooting out blue flames, cascading like snakes through the whole air, and the snakes had taken shape of sentences. One of them is Sab Ambra Alarum Turarum Adonai Kia es Felicitas, and another Summum Bonum Vera Sepentia Magnanium Vita Sab Noctis Noctunt, and another Vera Medicinia est Veram Mortis, and another Libertas Evangelii per Jungum lis ab gloriam die intactum act vexum nequarquam tentent, and another is Sub aqua lex terrarum, and another is Mems edis rerum cor umbra rerum intelligentia via summum, and another is Summa via luz per hafastram ontas ragas, and another is vir intra temurum ragas invenit oleum lucus. And all around the whole of these things are the letters T-A-R-O. But the light is so dreadful I cannot read the words, and I am going to try again. All these serpents are collected together very thickly at the edges of the wheel, because there are an innumerable number of sentences. One is Tres onum regnum auriculi, and another is Terribilis audent rex, and another Ter am russum, and another is Tribus annulium regnum olis bon. And the marvel is that with these 4 letters you can get a complex set of rules for doing everything, both for white magic and for black magic. And now I see the heart of the rose again. I see the face of him that is the heart of the rose, and in the glory of that face I am in it. My eyes are fixed upon his eyes. My being is sucked up through my eyes into those eyes, and I see through those eyes, and lo, the universe like whirling sparks of gold, blown like a tempest. I seem to swell out again into him. My consciousness fills the whole ether. I hear the cry, NIA, ringing again and again. From within me it sounds like infinite music, and behind the sound is the meaning of the ether. Again, there are no words. All this time the whirling sparks of gold go on, and they are like blue sky, and with a lot of rather thin white clouds in it outside. And now I see mountains round, far blue mountains, purple mountains, and in the midst is a little green dell of moss, which is all sparkling with dew that drips from the rose, and I am lying in that moss, with my face upwards, drinking, 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 drinking of the dew. Cannot describe it to you. The joy and the exhaustion of everything that was, and the energy of everything that is, for it is only a corpse that is lying in the moss. I am the soul of the ether. Now it reverberates like the swords of archangels, clashing upon the armor of the damned, and there seems to be a blacksmith of heaven beating the steel of the worlds upon the anvil of hell to make a roof to the ethers. For if the great work were accomplished, and all the ethers were caught up into one, then would the vision fail. Then would the voice be still. Now all is gone from the stone.